Over the years, I've been lucky enough to work with hundreds of companies across many industries in many different countries. And one of the things I always say to people is that in 99% of businesses, there is no single solution to the supply chain. By that I mean that most companies need to be flexible in how their supply chain is structured and managed to best meet the needs of their specific customers and products. If you've watched our cost to serve video, you'll know what I mean. This need for flexibility in our approach to managing the supply chain is probably most obvious in the retail sector. Retailers often have very broad product ranges and products that might have a short life cycle, so they need to have different approaches within the supply chain to deal with this based on the product characteristics. Let's look at a simple example and we'll break down our product range into two: continuity products and non-continuity products. Continuity products are those that the retailer aims to stock and sell over an extended period as long as the customer wants to buy them. Bags of rice in a grocery retailer, bags of fertilizer in a gardening retailer, plain black socks for an apparel retailer. These continuity products will come through the supply chain in a steady flow, and we need to manage that aspect of the supply chain well to ensure that we're never out of stock and we get the product into the store at the lowest total supply chain cost. Non-continuity products, on the other hand, are not expected to sell forever. They might be seasonal or fashion items. The retailer needs to buy effectively to get the product into stores at the right time and quantity, and then sell through effectively, minimising the degree of markdowns, and then move on to the next product. Examples of these non-continuity products might be winter coats, barbecues, swimwear, Mother's Day cards, Easter eggs. I'm sure you get the idea. So the management focus for managing these different types of products through the retail supply chain is very different. Some retailers may only have continuity products, some may only have non-continuity products, and some may have a mix. Most retailers have a mix to some degree. So let's look at these two main value streams and how our approach needs to vary. For the continuity products, they're in stock all year round and we need to carry out range reviews periodically. We might be using planograms to guide the stores on layout. In most cases, we should be. We need to focus on maintaining high levels of stock availability. We need to maintain high stock turns of 10 or more. We need to have the lowest possible supply chain costs. We need to measure supplier performance well, as this has a big impact on availability. And we need good replenishment processes and systems. For fast-moving products, we might use high-frequency, short lead time replenishment. We might use some form of unit load to reduce handling, such as the plastic crates you see used in supermarkets for fruit and vegetables. For the non-continuity products, it's all about seasons, fashion, promotional events, and opportunity products. Our trading and promotional calendar will drive the product range reviews. It's also about closely managing the product life cycle from ranging to buying to distribution to selling it through with minimum residual product and markdown remaining. This needs a critical path approach to managing the supply chain. It's about product entry, sell-through, markdown and exit, then move on to the next products. It tends to be much more of a push or allocation system, pushing products out into the stores ready for the next season, event or promotion. It needs quick response and replenishment during the season. So as you can see, it's a very different approach to the continuity products. So that was just a quick summary of how supply chains need to be managed differently depending on the characteristics of the products being sold, using retail supply chains as an example. As you can see, in many supply chains, more than one approach needs to be used. So when you think about your own supply chain, does one size fit all?